Hi there, it's Mary Schiller, author and coach of maryschiller.com and your fearless leader here in the Healthy Wealthy Coach group on Facebook. If you're joining me live, hi, Shyla. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. I don't have my glasses on to see your name clearly. But if you're watching this live, feel free to type a comment there in the comment box so I can see and post comments and questions anytime. If you're joining on the replay, thank you so much for joining. I am looking for, oh yes, I do have a drink here. Just one second. So I wanted to do, hi Nikki. I wanted to do a series of Facebook Lives on the topic of what shifts I see as being needed to become the healthy, wealthy coach. If you're in this group, there's a reason for that. Hi there, Nikki. And I'm assuming it's because you also want to be a healthy, wealthy coach. Not just for these stimulating conversations we have in here. And so I was writing out a list of those the other day and thought, I think I'll talk about each of these in a separate Facebook Live. And hopefully, people will get something from it. You'll get something from it, and it will prompt you to think in some different ways about what you're doing. So you may have seen a recent live I did. Hi, Carolina. Having to do with a big shift that I am making in my business going forward. That is, it's radically changing the way I'm doing everything, really. Everything from how I design my online courses to the new things I'm going to be offering for 2020. As I'm talking to you, it's early December 2019, and I have some big shifts myself coming. And so all of this definitely relates to that. So to get into this first shift that, hi Sue, that I believe is needed to become the healthy, wealthy coach, it's something that I have seen many, many, many times in the last few years as I've been supporting entrepreneurs, and most of those entrepreneurs have been coaches or some variation of that. People who want to work for themselves and want to have that kind of freedom and want to make a great income at the same time. And it's a shift that I totally see as not only necessary, but it's like the foundational one. And it's going to seem really obvious, but I feel like it bears stating out loud because I don't see most people doing it. And that is, drum roll please. Hi, Vivian. No. Hi there. Here it is. You have to decide. You have to decide that this is what you really want. You have to decide that you want to be the healthy, wealthy coach. And when you make that decision, here's the irony of it. You got a drum roll, Vivian. Here's the irony of this shift to me is that when you make this decision, it's not even really a decision. Have you ever had something in your life that you just really wanted and you were going to do whatever it took to at least take the steps to get there, and it didn't really seem like this big scary thing? It was like, well, of course that's what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to do the things that I need to do. It doesn't feel like a decision. Like one of them for me was finishing graduate school. I simply was going to finish graduate school, even if it took me twice as long as everybody else, which it ended up doing because I was working nearly full-time and raising my daughter at that time by myself. And so I was like, it doesn't matter. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to finish grad school because it's part of my vision for my life to have this degree and what it will afford me, et cetera, et cetera. So the shift that I'm talking about with you right now is that kind of decision. It's not like making a decision where you, oh, hi there. I see some other people have joined. Thanks. Anshul and Verpi. Thank you. I don't mean like where you write out a pros and cons list. It's not that kind of a decision. It's the one that really comes from in here. The one that says, this is simply what I'm going to do, period. End of story. That's it. And when you have that kind of experience, and or in this case, when you hear something within yourself, just say, I am going to be the healthy, wealthy coach, meaning I'm going to be running a business that is great for my own lifestyle and my own goals. It's transformational for other people, and it brings the kind of money I want to earn. And that just becomes the way you start to behave. That's why this piece is so crucial. This decision piece is absolutely crucial because, hi Lexi, because you will start to act that way. It is not, I'm putting big flashing lights around this, woo, woo, woo. It is not fake it till you make it. That is not what we are talking about here. And I actually really detest that phrase. I think it's just awful. It's not that at all. It's basically saying, I've decided that in some ways I already am this healthy, wealthy coach. I just haven't expressed that yet. And so I'm going to start expressing that now in the things that I do and in the actions that I take. And oftentimes, this is going to be, maybe a little controversial, what I'm about to say, but here goes, because I've just seen this so many times that I really don't feel like I can have this discussion with you today without mentioning it. Many, many times over the past few years, I have encountered wonderful, absolutely stupendous people. I mean, like, that's why I love coaches so much. I find you just to be one of the most amazing groups of people I have ever had the pleasure to be around. I have encountered people who have gone through extensive coach training, who have spent a lot of money on that coach training. Let's face it, it's not cheap. They've invested, tons of their energy and time, money, focus, and everything in these coach training programs and all of that. And they've received a lot of benefit from it, but they may have come to the conclusion that they don't really want to be a coach. But because they have made that big investment, they feel like they have to. They start to feel like, oh my gosh, I can't have done all of that, quote unquote, for nothing, even though they may have gotten some, personal benefit. Hi, Julia, from being part of all of that training and everything. But they feel like, oh my gosh, now, I don't have any options here. I have to go down this path of becoming a professional coach, because otherwise, what have I been doing for the last X number of months or years or whatever it's been? And what I would say, if that's the position that you're finding yourself in, is that you can also decide not to become a coach. If it doesn't seem to be the right fit for you, if it feels like there's something else you're supposed to be doing, then just forget the coaching thing. Just forget it. And see what is really calling to you. See how you can bring all of the things that you've discovered through that coach training process into something that you really find exciting and inspiring, something that really fires you up inside. Because like anything else, and again, this is why I'm starting with this shift first, this decision to be this thing, whether it's the healthy, wealthy coach or something else, really is the piece that's just got to be there. It's just got to be there, because then all of the things that you do after that, all these steps that we take after that I'm going to be focusing on going forward, helping people really, focus in on what they need to do and what is going to move them forward, those become easier, because it is coming from a place of, this is how I really want to be spending my time. This isn't a hobby or something that I feel I'm supposed to do or I should do or people are telling me I should do. It's really coming from within your deepest self, that this is what you really want to be doing. And that's the kind of decision that I'm talking about. So the first shift, in my view, that simply has to happen to become the healthy, wealthy coach is you need to decide. You need to own that feeling that you've got deep inside you that says, yes, this is what I really want to be doing. And I'm going to set everything else off to the side and pursue this. And, you know, that has been a really exciting journey for me personally and professionally to be on. You know, if you are new to me, you may not have heard this before. If you've known me for a while, I'll just repeat it, that, you know, I could have, when I lost my job in early 2016, I could have found some sort of a role, professional role as a writer. Oh, hi, I see some more people join. Maria, sorry, and Caroline. Thank you. I could have found another writing gig of some sort. I had made a good living as a writer for, you know, several decades by that point, and it was something that I knew that I could do. But I really wanted to do something else. I felt like I needed to move on, and I wanted a new career, and I knew what coaching had done for me. I had experienced an immeasurable transformation in my own life, and I wanted to try to bring that to other people. So the decision was made for me, really. When I really sat down and said, you know, what do I really want to be doing with my time? And I should put a little footnote here that my finances were a complete disaster at that time. I had like 2 or 3 months in the bank, no source of income, and debt up to my eyeballs. It was in the tens of thousands of dollars at that point. My personal life, we were dealing with the impending loss of my father-in-law, and there was all kinds of stuff going on. And yet I didn't play it safe and go for what I thought for sure I could succeed at, because I had lots and lots of history as a well-paid writer. I went for the thing that was really calling to me because it felt like the only decision that I really could make. It was the thing that was inspiring to me, and the decision to go in that direction, while there was lots of fearful thinking swirling around, I didn't care about what I was feeling and all of that stuff. I was just going to do it, and that's it. I was determined to succeed, and I was going to do what I needed to do to make the income I needed to make, and that was that. I don't know of another successful entrepreneur who hasn't started with this fundamental decision of, yes, this is what I want to be doing with my time and with my life. This is how I want to earn my money, and this is how I want to serve the world. Everybody who has a successful business has started with that, has started with a, you know, I hate to use the word gut decision, but that's kind of what it's like. It's not in your head. It's not, again, the pros and cons list. It's the thing that's in here, in yourself, that is calling to you. So the question that I would put to you today in terms of this shift to becoming a healthy, wealthy coach is, have you decided that that's what you want to do? Have you actually had that decision made within yourself? Because again, it doesn't seem like a decision from the head. It seems like a decision from the heart and the gut and the all of that. You know, is that really what you want to be doing? Because my suspicion is that if it is what you want to be doing, you're already doing it. That you may need help with figuring out some of the smaller pieces, you know, the small steps that need to go into building this business, that you may need help there, but you're already coaching people in some way, shape, or form. You know, before I became a professional coach, I spent 2 years before that, not even thinking about becoming a coach, but talking to people. I was sharing what I had seen in terms of transformation. I was inviting people to chat with me. I wasn't charging for these chats because I already had a job and I was making a good living. It wasn't about a professional thing. It was simply something I was doing. And so the decision to become a professional coach seemed like the best thing to do and the right thing to do. So I think on that note, I'm going to ask that question again, and I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. So please feel free to respond. Have you made the decision to become a healthy, wealthy coach? Has that decision become apparent to you that there isn't anything else you really want to be doing with your professional life? And really, it's not just your professional life, it's your life. When you have your own business, it's something that is just the way that you start to live. It's a lifestyle, which I hate that word. It's so overused now, but it is. It's a lifestyle. And is that the lifestyle that you want to have? Now, as a postscript here, a coaching business can take lots and lots of different forms. Lots of different forms. It doesn't need to be one-to-one, although I highly, highly recommend that is where you start, because I don't really know how a business like coaching can truly develop without a lot of experience one-to-one, and frankly, a lot of selling one-to-one experience. That seems crucial to me. But after that, your business can look like anything. It can take any form that you want it to take. So don't feel like, oh, if I'm a coach, I have to do it this way or that way. I've never followed any of those rules. I've kind of done it my own way, and I've had a lot of fun doing that. And I've gone down different avenues and had fun exploring them and seeing what worked for me and what didn't work for me and what made money and what didn't, and how I could help people better. So I will leave you with that. Have you made the decision? Have you made the decision? Has that decision been made within your heart to become the healthy, wealthy coach? Because if it hasn't, it might be time to ask yourself, is this really what I want to be doing? And if it is, wonderful. If it's not, that's wonderful too. There's no right or wrong answer to that question. So thanks so much for joining. Hi, Juvenina, nice to have you here. Please feel free to post your comments or questions in the chat, and I will take a look at them. And I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.